Very well, welcome back to Let's Play Shadow of the Colossus. Last time we defeated the first Colossus, Valus. This time, we'll be defeating the second one, which is also my favorite Colossus in the game. And we're gonna talk more about collectibles. Speaking of collectibles, actually, just enable photo mode. No, did not want to go out of the shrine quite yet. So I just want to switch to the bow. We haven't actually explained how the bow works, but as easy as you hold square, you aim where you want to shoot, and there you go. And if we look up here, there should be... There it is. That thing glowing up on the ceiling. Did I get it? Did you get a dark hit? Looks like I did. Oh my god, yes! I got the tail! So this is a shining lizard, I think. We can call it either shining lizard or... Oh, Quadratus killed it, I think. Poor lizard. Is it still alive? It seems like it's still alive, but it can't get up because Agro's standing nearby. Agro, move. Agro, move. I say move. Thank you. Get out of there. Oh, hey, the lizard's still alive. So, these lizards are found throughout the world. I think there are 77. And if you cut off their tail, either by killing them with your sword, then... Well, Agro just really likes to trample this lizard, apparently. Agro, either kill it or let it go. You just... Alright, you know what? I want to put it out of this misery. Okay, now it's dead. Poor lizard. So yeah, you cannot cut off their tails by hitting them with your sword or by killing them with your bow. Or, if you're very precise and lucky, you can just hit the tail with your arrow and just detach it from the body. Anyway, consuming one of those tails with circle will enhance your stamina by 1 point. And 1 point is not a lot, because you start with 100 stamina, I think, and you get 8 or 7 or 8 points of stamina every time you defeat a Colossus, and you can only get 1 by defeating a lizard. And that, what Dormin just told us, is a new mechanic, which was changed from the original. These monuments are scattered throughout the Forbidden Lands, and if you pray at them with circle, you can save your game and restore your HP. In the original game, it would also open a prompt that said, do you want to save your game, and you could access your memory card and save, but we don't have that here, so it doesn't save. I mean, it does save. It saves and restores your HP. That's all it does. Now, I haven't talked about the other main collectible of the game, and we're gonna get some right now, because they can be a bit helpful. As I said, every time before defeating every Colossus, we'll do a bit of exploring around. Sometimes it'll be a lot, sometimes it'll be a bit less, depending on what I feel like and what I find around the path that we'll take to the Colossus. So over here, if we pull out the bow, you can see there's a fruit over there. If we hit the fruit with our bow, it falls down, and we can consume these fruits to obtain 5 points of health. So these increase our total HP. Agro, what are you doing all the way over there? Come over here! Agro! There you are. Good girl. So, finding those fruits will enhance your vitality by 5 points, which is a lot more convenient than finding the lizard, honestly. And in the long run, they can be pretty helpful, especially if you know where they are. And I happen to know there is another fruit tree around here. And that tree that we just saw only had 1 fruit. Now the following ones will have a lot more. I believe that one was the only tree to have 1 fruit only. Over here, yep, there is another one. You can recognize fruit trees because they are climbable. They have ivy growing all over it. Look at this one, for example. I can jump, and I can climb all on top of it. You don't really need to do it, because you can shoot the fruit from the ground, but if you can climb up top, you might get a better view and see where all the fruits are. Anyway, we're just gonna consume these fruits with the arrows. Because, you know, everybody knows that the arrows are tasty. And we can look around for some more. There are different shapes, as you can see. We found the round orange one before. Now these ones are a little bit bigger and yellow, but they still give 5 HP. I mean 5 health point, no matter their size. There'll be many that have different sizes. There'll be like some that look like carrots, some that look like pineapples. See one up there. There we go. That's fine. I think that's it. So it's definitely worthwhile looking around and see if you can find any of these trees. It's not required, of course. It is required for 100% if you want all the achievements and trophies and whatnot. But yeah. And also it gives me, since it gives me a bit more health, I get more room for error if I happen to make mistakes and lose health. What's aggro doing? Move it, aggro! What's your problem? You're not running anymore? Come on. Come on, there you go. Aggro has a weird AI. We're gonna talk about that in a later episode. But let me just tell you this: Aggro is one of the best AI of horses in any video game, and this is a PS2 game. Well, it's PS4 right now, but it was like this in the PS2 as well. Over here we have a collectible, although this is exclusive to the PS4 version. This is a coin. Well, it's not really called a coin. I'm not sure what the official name is, but it is referred in many places in the internet as coin. There are 79 of those darn things scattered throughout the world. I will not show the locations of all of them because that will take way too much time. Some can only be gotten under certain specific conditions. Some are just super hard to get and require some insane jumping or abilities to go around the world to get them, so not really gonna do that too much. But, and then personally they don't do anything. I mean, they do something if you collect them all. You unlock a special something, but they don't really enhance your abilities like the lizards or the fruits do. Speaking of lizards, I know for a fact there's one around here. There it is. There's a lizard that cycles around here in a specific pattern. If I can see where it pops out, I should be able to hit it with the sword. There are some lizards you'll be able to hit a lot better with your sword and some a lot better with your bow. Usually the bow is the best way, but sometimes, like this one, your sword is a lot better. And there you go. You just need to hit the general location of a lizard, where a lizard is, when you use your sword, and usually that kills it. Anyway, we got that. Now, we can actually make some progress toward where the second Colossus is. We've been diddling around way too much for now. Oh, also, yeah, well, that's another thing. I keep getting distracted by stuff. If you go around the Shrine of Resurrection, there are walls you can actually climb. But most of them don't lead anywhere. There's one that leads somewhere, but we're going to probably explore that in an extra episode. Because that wall, it's super high. We're talking very high. And since you can only climb so much because your stamina is limited, you need a lot of stamina to even climb to the top. But we're gonna see where that leads. It leads to a special location, which is definitely meant for people that play the game a lot and have a lot of stamina. Anyway, we're gonna go through here. This is a new location that we haven't seen. We're gonna go over this natural stone bridge to the other side. And if we pull out a sword, I think... yeah, the next Colossus is exactly down there, below us to the right. So we'll have to make our way down there. Alright. Oh, by the way, at the beginning of the episode, I opened photo mode with down on the D-pad. That's something you can do in the PS4 version. I will probably go ahead and disable it right now. It's on game, I think. Enable photo mode. Yeah. Alright, got it. So I want randomly push down on the D-pad and activate it. I get random, I guess. without me wanting to. Because that's the thing, in the PS2 version, down on the D-pad served another purpose. Right now, the D-pad serves us to change the weapon. We have left and right to change the weapon. But we also have up, which is always changed to Zord. And down on the D-pad, in this version is photo mode, or nothing if you disabled it. But in the PS2 version, was always barehanded. So you'd always put away whatever weapon you had. It's a minor change. It doesn't really change a lot in the gameplay or anything. But hey, it's something they changed a bit. No big deal anyway. Is this Colossus gonna show up? Should be showing up anytime now. Yeah. Come on. There he is. So meet the second Colossus, Quadratus. Now, if you use your sword, you will be able to tell that he has 4 weak points below his feet. And if you stand in front of him, you'll eventually do this attack, which will expose his weak points. And we want to shoot one of them. In particular, I want that one because it's gonna make my life a little bit easier. You're gonna see why in a second. And then we can grab onto his fur and climb up. Now, this didn't happen on the PS2 version, but when you're climbing up here, try to climb from the right side, because there's a little glitchy heads here. I don't think it happened on the PS2 version, but these platforms here are a bit glitchy. There we go. I grabbed the heads of it. Let's make our way up top and recover our stamina. As you can see, I am kneeling down on these platforms. You can all grab to kind of dock, and you'll have a lot more stability. You won't lose your balance that easily. So it's very useful if you want to recover stamina on those platforms that constantly move. Anyway, this first weak point is hard only. So if you're not playing hard, you don't need to worry about it. But it's not a hard one either. And as you can see, I'm getting pretty easy stab, not using up a lot of stamina either. So this should be over quite quickly. Let's see. A couple more. Oh, that's it. I think that's it. There's a trick to notice whether you stabbed a sigil enough. It glows brighter a bit before disappearing. So that's how you can tell if you depleted all the health from that sigil. And the next sigil, or the first if you're not playing hard, is here on his butt. And now I should probably mention something else about stabbing. There are 2 different stab speeds. Let me actually... This is stab speed slow. As you can see, it charges a bit slower than usual. And then there's stab speed fast, which is this. Much faster. The way you do slow is you tap square and then you release it. And that means then you tap again. You tap square once to start the charge and then you tap again to stab. But if instead you hold the square... Uh-oh, it's about to shake. So instead, if instead of tapping square, you hold the square, and then to stab you release and tap quickly, you'll charge a lot faster. And this will be key when we're gonna do the time trials, because yep, there are time trials. But only when you finish the story. And the last sigil is on its head. And now you can clearly see the eyes of the Colossus being red. That means he's being aggressive toward us. While in the beginning of the fight, those eyes were blue. That means he was being passive. And when he attacked, when he was doing the stomp, those eyes went red for a second. You can actually go there, by the way. You can go... We can try. Since we have some time, let's do that. Let's actually mess around with this guy a bit. So, we're gonna backtrack a bit here. I think I'm just gonna wait until he shakes once more. Okay, let's see if I can do it. It's a bit tricky to do what I wanted to do here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's see, as long as he stops shaking for a second. Go, there we go. So this is something you can do. You can actually go up to his eyes. I think this is the only Colossus where you can get this close to the eyes. But yeah, this is something you can do. And does it do anything? No, it doesn't. But it's okay, something you can do. I like a lot when there are games where you can do something just because you can, just for the heck of it. I love that in any game. And this game has a lot of this. But this should be over soon.